Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast show for the Boss Rush Network. I am LeRon Dawkins, and everybody's here. Say hello, everybody. Stephanie Klimov, our wonderful lady boss of the Boss Rush writing team.
Hello, or good evening, my friends.
Yep, good evening. That man that we call Corey Derrick is also here.
That's just my name. You don't call me that. It's just my name. Hi.
No, that man that we call is part of the title. That's all.
The man, the myth, the legend.
I wouldn't go that far.
Especially with that chain and them glasses.
Hey, man, I found the chain, okay? It was around my daughter's teddy bear's neck, okay? So.
He blinged out the bear. Did you bling it out, or did she bling it out?
She did. I want one of those, and she just took it from me. I was like, okay.
And joining us tonight as a special guest is that man that needs no introduction, but you all know him and love him from shows like Nintendo Power Block, as well as not a member, but an actual editor-in-chief at the Boss Rush writing team. Welcome. Wait, this is your second time on the show, right, Ben?
Second time.
That's right. Because last time you were on the show, we had a wonderful discussion about COVID.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Dan Murphy.
Yeah, that was like, what, 2-3 weeks ago, and like the whole climate of COVID has completely changed yet again, so.
Yeah.
Yep, it has.
But how you guys doing?
We're doing pretty fantastic. It's been an interesting week. I think all of us can say it's been an interesting week so far.
Yeah. Everyone was on Crossroads last night except for me.
It's true. And LeRon kept bragging about it.
Yep.
Jerk.
LeRon did not keep bragging about it.
You did. You brought it up like 6 times. You're like, well, thanks for coming on Crossroads. Oh, I didn't thank you enough for coming on Crossroads.
I said it once.
Last night on Crossroads.
And every time, like, we saw Stephanie like sharpening daggers and other like sharp instruments.
I know. Should have seen the look.
I think I did catch it because I had the stream playing, and when you said you should see that look, I just happened to catch on the stream, and I was like, ooh, that was a look. Oh yeah. Well, it was Valentine's Day week.
Ooh.
And
LeRon's going to tell us all the juicy details about his Valentine's now that it's after dark, right?
Yeah.
Sure. If you want to hear it.
What kind of present did you unwrap, LeRon?
Giggity.
It wasn't the present that I unwrapped. It was the present I made available for unwrapping.
Oh. Little top hat and a bow tie. Is that what you're talking about?
A top hat. There was no bow ties. There wasn't a hat. I was wearing an apron because I cooked. Yeah. I had the boyfriend over at my place, and I actually made a chicken carbonara, which is basically a chicken and bacon pasta dish. And so that turned out great. I did some roasted broccolini in the air fryer because I'm one of those people. I try to manage my time now in the kitchen and stuff like that. And
the air fryer is the best, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, why did I take so long to get one of these damn things?
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't get it. I didn't understand how amazing it was until I finally got one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, food is so healthy and it's so good. It's like, man, like, how is food this good and this healthy at the same time? Because usually, like, something is like deep fried or something. Man. Now I'm thinking about getting really adventurous and making all the crazy shit in the air fryer, like pizzas and all that dumb shit now.
Nice.
Man. Yeah, air fryer is starting to become my best friend. If anything, it helps me do like my secondary dishes while I'm getting the main dish ready, and it's a time saver, thank God. But yeah, but dinner was a hit. And I mean, if you guys want the sordid details, like after dinner and everything, you know how well, y'all aren't really like gay adjacent, so y'all probably don't know this. But basically like the male form of lingerie for like LGBT like dudes is jock straps. So that's what I was wearing.
Oh,
That's what I was wearing. That was the underwear choice for the evening.
very nice.
Surprised the hell out of the boyfriend.
Nice.
Yep. And the sad part was that we ate too much food. Like so we passed on the bed in a coma. Like we didn't really get too far with the pasta. With the pasta, like a couple of glasses of wine and all that stuff. And then he brought he knows I have a sweet tooth. So he came. He was like, I'm gonna bring dessert. He came in with like a half dozen of cupcakes, of various cupcakes from this bakery that's not too far from where I live and stuff like that. And so yeah, like all that food, all that sugar, instant coma. It was a cuddle coma, but it was a coma.
Fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So sorry, no sordid sex story this time. Not this time.
Oh man.
I have my rain check though for this weekend though for that though.
Got too interested in that air fryer.
You know what? I hate to say it, but I'm actually of that age now where like appliances and household electronics actually turn me on now. It's like, ooh, am I attracted to this?
You know what?
I like this.
LeRon, I totally get it. I get excited by, more like appliances for food, anything food related, and not that mine would have been nearly as exciting, but like my Valentine's celebration, like I didn't end up getting lucky because I ate too much and like just had a food coma and just
that's what happened to me.
That's what it is.
I tried to make it romantic because because the other thing was he also like my boyfriend also told me he's like, hey, you don't really have to like ham it up, so I don't care for presents or anything like that. But I was like, you know what, I feel kind of stupid if I didn't at least get like a card and everything. And my boyfriend likes dark chocolate, so I went and picked up a Valentine's card, and I was in the candy section for myself looking for my normal giant ass bag of gummy savers and stuff like that. And then right behind where the gummy savers are, when you turn around, is like all the chocolates, like the M&Ms, like the M&Ms bags, the minis and all that stuff. And right in front of me was the dark mint chocolate Kit Kats, and I was like, there it is. There it is. So I got like the family pack of that, and basically got his card together, had it all on the bed and everything. So when he came up here, like the card was on the bed and it was encircled by mint chocolate Kit Kats.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't in a heart formation. It was just in a circle.
That's awesome.
Look at you.
So romantic.
I know. Gosh,
I
wish I had a man to take care of me like that.
It's the first time in 5. It's the first time in 5 years that I wasn't single for Valentine's Day. So I was like, let me do something.
Nice.
Going for it. Nice.
Dan, did you have any nice romantic Valentine's celebrationings?
No, I don't have a romantic bone in my body. So my friends and I, we kind of joke about the theory of low expectations, right? Mm-hmm. So you set the bar so low on simple things like cooking dinner that when you actually do it, it's like a big celebration. So in the theory of low expectations, I went out and I just got a tuna steak, and I made a seared tuna dinner, and it was just laid back, relaxed time. I hate going out to dinner on Valentine's Day. It's like, it's just the worst.
Get pretty obnoxious.
It's like so crowded, and I don't know. It's one of those like step up days, right? Like you go to a restaurant that's like a step up from what you normally go to, and it's, I don't know, the experience just isn't fun. So we like staying home and actually just spending time with each other rather than going out and just everything being kind of a pain in the ass. I know this is like curmudgeon-y of me to say, but that's just kind of how it is. So.
Not necessarily. If you guys just had a great time, that's who gives a fuck what else you guys do?
Exactly. And I don't know, like another thing is I'm not a big, we're just not big Valentine's Day people. It's like, why do we have to be romantic on this one day? Like, we could just do this every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Going out to eat on Valentine's Day, though, is just a bad time. It's always a bad time.
It's never a good time.
Never
a good time.
As someone who used to work at a restaurant on Valentine's Day also, like, it just totally ruined everything for me. I don't even like going out to eat regularly anymore. Like, it just, ugh. I
think that's us, though. Like, we both worked in restaurants for a long time, like waiting tables or bartending and stuff. So I think like we've been there for Valentine's Day on the other end too, and we're just like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass. Just pass. So
don't want any of this.
I mean, it all sounds good, as long as you're able to spend time with the people you love, or like the people who mean the most to you, or the people you have any type of romantic inclinations with, like that's all that really matters and stuff like that. Like would you say your date was a success, Stephanie?
Yes, other than
food coma.
Food coma, but it was fine because both parties were experienced said food coma, so no one was really disappointed.
Now this is the newer guy, right? Because I think the last time we were keeping track of like your
keeping
dates.
track.
I was gonna say I've been keeping it very vague actually. So
LeRon's got a black book of Stephanie's dates,
right?
Hey, someone's got to be.
Who am I gonna beat up?
Someone's got to be the big brother. Exactly. I feel like if Stephanie's going to get to the point where it's like, okay, like I want to talk to him. I basically want to give him the whatever you do to her, I'm going to do to you speech. So you better think about it.
No, those date escapades with that person. I think I mentioned he was a gamer. Didn't really work out.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I won't go into details because I don't want to sound mean, but it just didn't work out. But believe it or not, it's actually with an ex, which normally is my steadfast rule of not going back with exes. But we split up for reasons that really aren't deal breakers. So we're just kind of revisiting it, taking it real slow. Neither of us had plans for Valentine's weekends for like, do you want to eat steak? Let's eat steak. So we'll see where that goes.
Oh, cool.
He's not a very romantic person either. It's okay. So.
I mean, sometimes the best matchup is two not romantic people. Like, not saying that you guys just disrespect each other, but like if you're not romantic, no one has like really high expectations on the other person for what they may or may not do as an overture or a gesture.
Mm-hmm.
The theory of low expectations. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I guess for you and Ariel though, Dan, like y'all are getting married, so y'all are like we'll make up for it, by the time we get to the honeymoon and like through the first year of the marriage and all that stuff, unless you guys have been dating so long that the marriage just feels like just another day at that point.
Hey, I mean, right now on the mind is just our honeymoon.
Oh yeah.
So we fell ass backwards into this. It's great. So Navy has commissions week, and we live in the town where the Navy base is, or the Navy Academy, I should say. So they do this thing called commissions week, and families of the students come from all over the country, and like they stay here for the week. So you can rent out your house for like exorbitant amount of money. So like we put our house on the on the Navy's website for renting for $6,500, and someone's gonna rent it. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, because like 2 or 3 families could stay here. So then we're like, we're paying for our own wedding too. So like that's been kind of a lot. Yeah. But this kind of just came up on us, and we're like, oh my God, we're gonna just, once we rent this out, we're gonna have the best honeymoon. It's gonna be great.
Oh, I bet. Yes.
Yeah. So that's basically like what's on the mind for the wedding right now.
When's I haven't heard. When's the date?
The date is June 4th.
Oh man, the day after my birthday.
Ooh. Yeah, see, it was meant to be.
Huh. Yeah. Can I crash the wedding?
Absolutely.
No, I'm just
come on up to Annapolis that night.
Oh man,
that'd be kind of cool, actually.
Honeymoon. Right? Our honeymoon was awesome. We went to Curacao.
Nice.
And we were at like this all-inclusive resort, and it was just like everything was, you just walked up to like the bar or the buffet or like a sit-down restaurant, and you're like, we want to eat here tonight, or we want a drink, give me one. And they're like, okay, sure. And then like, my wife found a bunch of stuff for us to do while we were there, but like just like a week of just being together and not doing anything was just awesome. It was, so I'm not like a huge beach person. Like I don't really care for the beach. It's like when I don't have something to do, I get real anxious and just like, I gotta go be doing something. Even if I'm doing something, I gotta be doing something else over here. Right. Like side tangent. I'm actually like, I have my laptop open on my desk over here with editing Boss Rush podcast. But yeah, if I'm like not doing something, I get real anxious, but just kind of forgetting about all that and just taking it all in and just being together was really like, something I wish we could do again, and I mean, we have kids now and stuff. So like, we're not going to get that level of togetherness again, really, but enjoy it, Dan. It's going to be like, spend all the money you can and enjoy it, because it's only going to happen once, or, 25 years from now when your kids are moving out or whatever, Right. Yeah. And like, we know right after the wedding, we're just going to have kids. So it's all going to happen fast. Yeah.
I salute you.
I got a couple for sale. You want them?
No.
Just kidding. I love my kids when they're sleeping, like right now.
When they're quiet, when they're sleeping.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. It was awesome. And like, even on our honeymoon, we found like little inside jokes and little like places to eat that you can't eat anywhere else. And we found these little things they're called croquettes, and they're just like, imagine a mozzarella cheese stick, but instead of molten hot lava cheese inside, it's like this kind of, it's almost like a sausage gravy, but kind of cheesy. I don't really know how to explain it, but they're so good, mixed with like some mashed potatoes in there, and it's just deep fried. They're just so good. I don't know how to describe them, but we've only found them one other place than on our honeymoon. We found them in Disney because they have a Cuban restaurant there, and they sold them as an appetizer, and like that was literally the only other place we ever found them. And like we talk about them all the time because we're like, oh, remember those? We should try to find them somewhere, and we just never have. It's a good time.
And that was in Curacao?
Yeah.
Man, that place is awesome.
Yeah. It's cool. And then like you go into town and like you see all these buildings, and they're all different colors. They're all bright. People standing on the side of the road, like in a markets, and you can just buy stuff like fruits or foods or trinkets or toys or whatever. It's really
the Dutch influence there is like so incredible. I knew it was there, but I just didn't expect it to be like so heavily involved. But yeah, like you said, like the colors are beautiful. Like just everybody speaks every language. It's so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. I kind of want to like when our 10-year anniversary rolls around, our 10-year wedding anniversary, I kind of want to go back. I think I'm planning it in my head, but we've also talked about it. I think we're going to go back, which is soon. Which is soon. Like we're going to be married 6 years this year, which is crazy to think about. But
wow,
yeah, it's crazy. It's fast. Everything goes fast.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like shit. Like can we talk like it's the middle of February? Like it does. It seems like we just saw the ball drop, and I was like, God damn! Like where the fuck is the time going now?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Time flies, guys. Enjoy it.
Am I having fun? Is the question.
Well, the crazy thing, we just talked about it the other day. Like my wife and I, my son's turning 1 in like 5 weeks.
Oh man.
It's like what happened? Like where did that year go?
Yeah.
You know? Ugh. My daughter is like starting real school in the fall.
Oh really?
Kindergarten?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, she's in preschool right now, but she's going to like all day school in the fall for the first time.
Man.
Like,
Oh man.
Oh snap.
Really trying to get the hitting and the punching under control. And the throwing.
It takes time.
Yeah.
Well, I think now is a good time to just go ahead and get this out the way. This is Boss Rush After Dark, the news show from the Boss Rush Network, where each and every week we get together with our friends to discuss and debate topics aimed towards our adult audience, ranging from dating to life tragedies to relationships and travel. You can get the show early on Patreon, which is patreon.com/BossRushNetwork every Saturday, or on YouTube podcast services, or our website 2 weeks later for free. Leave us a 5-star review on iTunes and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And remember, you can find all of our content over at bossrush.net. All right, well, now that we've gotten all the formalities and everything out the way, I guess we can start talking about things. As per usual, Dan, you're the guest here tonight, so you have the floor. Do you have a topic for us?
Oh no, I don't.
Oh, fail.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know it was a guest thing. Hey, I tossed ideas out to the chat and got no responses. So
you did? Well, what was one of your ideas?
It's because nobody ever has Discord open.
Yeah, that's
so. What's the point of doing Discord if we never open it?
Well, okay. In my defense, like since I've moved to this new place and stuff like that, like shit is just crazy for me. Like if my head isn't buried in like my job, like it's the podcast stuff. So yeah, like and like the Discord, like if I don't have it open because I actually had to put a second screen on my desk. Like, I mean, I already had enough. Like, I already had a big ass monitor, but I was like, I need something, like in my side view to keep track of things like that. But I didn't put Discord over there. I put all the other chats over there except for Discord. So if I don't get the notification on my phone, like and Corey and Stephanie don't text me.
I know. I literally had to start a group text because LeRon did not use our group chat in Discord.
Yeah. So yeah, I just suck.
Dystopian books and stories was Dan's topic in the After Dark.
But
oh, really?
I know that he was thinking about, and I don't want to speak for you, Dan. Like you wanted to do more research, so if it's up to you if you want to talk about it tonight or next, another time.
Yeah, I'm a little tired for that one tonight.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Corey, Stephanie, you guys got one?
Because Dan was talking about honeymoons and stuff. I actually was thinking about like a travel related topic, since and I think that's a little bit lighthearted, right? Like, well, coming off of something more serious like COVID, where I don't know if any of you guys have been major vacationers prior to COVID, but before COVID and before children, mostly, I was an avid traveler. I went to various places in Europe, China, Taiwan, Japan, various places in the Caribbean, some places domestic. And while some people are still traveling whether or not they choose to be safe traveling. But point is there a kind of dream destination once, quote unquote, again, with an asterisk, COVID is over, and just for like sake of having a fun conversation, assume that money isn't really an issue, like something realistic, but not something just let your imagination fly. Like what would be your first true vacation destination be post COVID? I can definitely start while you guys think.
Yeah.
Might seem kind of boring for people that know me. I'm thinking of two places, one domestic, one international. Domestic, I would love to go to anywhere in the Southwest, like Utah, Arizona, or New Mexico, and check out, the national parks. I've been to Sedona in Arizona, and it's hands down one of my most favorite places in the world. So I would love to go somewhere there. Other than that, I would love to go back to Japan. You'd think it'd be someplace new, but I love Japan so much that I just want to go back as soon as I am able to. Hands down, my favorite destination in Japan is Kyoto. There's just a lot of, shrines and temples and fantastic places to eat. You can go down there's this district. Off the top of my head, I forgot what it's called, but it's like where people would try and find geishas there. It's a pretty cool district. You walk down, the streets are just pristine, and there are scores and scores of restaurants, but they only seat 6 to 10 people. Like they're all little hole in the walls where you can only have a handful of people. Like everyone's just near each other, and just the cooking the most delicious food I've ever had on this damn earth. And that's just what I want to do, is just eat my fill and just take in the sights in Japan. That's where I'm just dreaming for the day to get back there.
Did you start with saying you wanted to go to New Mexico?
Or any southwestern state.
Yeah, because New Mexico is incredible. I love it there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was way better than I ever expected it to be. I went there for a work trip, and I kind of just thought it was desert and nothing else other than desert, right? And it's just it's beautiful mountains. Santa Fe is the highest altitude for, I guess, state capital. Random fun fact there, but that just goes to show you that there are so many mountains out there. And the food is just amazing. It's New Mexican food, right? So it's not American, it's not Mexican. It's it's its own thing, and they use the chili peppers that they grow in New Mexico.
Ooh.
And it's you either have the choice of red chilies or green chilies. Or you can order something Christmas, which would be red and green chili combined. But my fiance is from Albuquerque, so her family sends us green chilies all the time, and we're so used to having it in the house. It's just amazing to have.
Oh, I love that endorsement, because I love the kind of fusion type cuisine that's down there. I'm all about the flavor, and I don't know, I am just much more of a mountain person than a beach person. I don't dislike the beach. I love the beach. But when I go to a place that has a lot of hiking and camping and just sightseeing, because when I'm on vacation, I like to do a lot of activities. I can't just lie down for 6 hours and drink. I mean, I get real ADD. I just get super, fidgety. So great. So New Mexico on my list.
Yeah. And it's just cool. There's these mountains called the Sandias in Albuquerque, and I think it stands for watermelon in Spanish, but when the sun hits it, they just glow bright red, and you just see them throughout the city, which is really, really cool.
Oh, that's so gorgeous.
Yeah. And I don't know, there's a lot of reservations there, and just cool history with New Mexico. So it's it's definitely one of the most underrated places in the country that I've been to, and really think everybody should experience it once.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Who's up next?
I can go next. As far as domestic, I kind of want to leave the mainland United States, so I'd probably be looking at either the Dominican Republic or the U.S. Virgin Islands, with the also possibility of Hawaii, because Hawaii is the one place I never got to get to when I was in the Navy.
Ah.
And only Hawaii, just because like I've always had like a fascination with just seeing what's out there. That's mainly my thing. It's not even for like just being a vacation destination, even though like I've heard friends say like it is a good vacation destination for wanting to get away. But yeah, like I had a family member. She was married into the family. She was from the Virgin Islands, and she used to tell me when I was younger, me and her kids, like how beautiful like her home country was and all that stuff. And it was always fascinating to hear and stuff like that. So I just got in my head like one of these days I would love to go see that area. So the Dominican Republic or the U.S. Virgin Islands, definitely. That's
Nice. Do you know like whereabouts in the Dominican?
No, no. As a matter of fact, it's kind of bad because when I was in the Navy, like our ship did wind up in the Dominican Republic. We actually ported there, but because of I can't remember what was going on specifically. The sailors weren't allowed to get any leave over there. Our ship was only there for like 1 or 2 days, and we weren't even allowed to like get off the boat.
Wow.
I think we were just there for like resupply and some other stuff. So like it's one of those situations. But I was like, man, we're right here. I want to go. We're right here. Stuff like that. So it stuck in my head that like I was there, but I couldn't see it. So I want to see it.
I know.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I only mentioned that because I haven't been to. Is it Punta Cana? That's the most like touristy area in Dominican. Let me just make sure I got the right. Yeah, Dominican. I've not been there, but when I was married, I went to Cabarete in Dominican, which is like not the resort-ish area, but he's a kite surfer, so it's more like an actiony place. But I gotta say, I love the Dominican because we would just walk down the streets downtown, have the freshest food, and it was just I don't know. The Dominican's a really nice place.
Did you for kite surfing? Did you guys go down to what's the name of it in South Boston, King Island?
No.
Oh, that's where I used to kite surf or kiteboard all the time.
No way.
Yeah. It's like, because there's this little cove like right there. So you get this total like 360 wind. So like all the kiteboarders go there. It's where I learned one of my best friends like is incredible at it. So that's where we used to go.
Awesome. What is it called again?
I think it was called King Island.
Okay. I'll do some research because I'll have to tell him.
Yeah, it's been like 7 or 8 years. Castle Island.
Oh, Castle Island. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And we were in Pleasure Bay. That's where.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
That's where you do it.
Nice.
Man,
all right,
that's been a long
sorry,
time.
All right, hang on. I'm chewing. I'm sorry.
Always eating.
LeRon's got his mouth full again.
As far as like an international place, I'm torn because I want to either go to Australia. I don't care where, as long as it's like in one of the touristy parts of Australia. I don't care.
In the land of the giant spiders.
It's either that, or I actually want to go. Another one of my bucket list places is I actually want to go like to London or any of the major like areas of England. Like I've always had a fascination with it. When my family was in Germany, when my dad was stationed over there, we got to visit a lot of different countries out there in Europe and stuff like that, but we never managed to get over to the UK. And so it was another one. It was like one of those situations where like I just missed out, and I just really want to go there and see it and stuff like that. I don't know, like maybe it's because I'm just like all caught up in like all the movies like like Snatch, Rock and Rolla, and all that stuff. You know, I'm like, man, those guys know how to party. Let's do this. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's me, and it's more like just places that I missed out on, you know, when I was close by and stuff like that. So that's really it for me. You know,
nice. I don't know if I could handle the flight to Australia, which is ironic because I want to go to Japan, but still Australia is longer.
Well, yeah. You gain a day and you lose a day on that flight.
Man, that's far. I'm telling you, I flew to California a couple weeks ago, and I thought that was like, oh my gosh, this plane flight's never going to end.
Yeah.
And then you get on a plane where you're too large for the bathroom because, like, I'm 6'5", and I had to, like, go in and kind of, like, do this kind of sideways walk and lean back a little bit. And I was like, man, this is not worth it.
And then you hit turbulence. I can only imagine what that's like.
Oh, God, I hope not.
Are you guys people that can drink, like, booze on a plane?
I can.
Or do you like to?
I usually just sleep the whole way.
That's me.
I mean,
that's me.
I'll sleep.
Oh, you guys are so lucky. I cannot sleep on a plane.
Same here, Dan.
I'll sleep the whole way except for like the last probably like 30 or 40 minutes, and like then I'll have to pee really bad, but I don't want to pee on the plane because like I just I don't want to pee on the plane, and so just holding it that last half hour is just like, oh my gosh, this is the longest half hour of my life.
Well, especially if you end up having a taxi longer than usual.
Yeah.
I'm ex-military. There's one thing that we learn how to do in the military is we learn how to sleep anywhere, anytime.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a skill set or if it's just a gift that we were able to do it. But yeah, like, funny story. Like one year I was traveling. I went home to. My sister was graduating from college, so I was traveling. So I went home. I flew home to South Carolina, and I wound up getting. I got my plane tickets and stuff. I can't remember how early I purchased them, but you know, it wasn't like I purchased them so late that I got like the shittiest seat or whatnot. But I do remember, and I wasn't paying attention. I do remember that I did try to pick a seat that, you know, like I would not have like someone next to me at. And so like when I get on the plane, I give the flight attendant my ticket, and she tells me where my seat's at. Like I'm actually in the back. I'm in the back closest to like the shit. It was near one of the engines, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is gonna be rough. Nope, I slept that entire fucking ride with that engine noise in my ear and everything. Had like the best nap ever.
Wow, I'm envious of you, LeRon, because Dan, I don't know about you, like my first long trip was to Switzerland when I was in college, and that was also the first time like I could have a drink, and I wasn't even trying to drink to like be badass and party. I'm like, I will not be able to sleep. I think it was like an overnight flight, so I'm like, all right, let me try having some wine. It didn't help, made my sleep worse, and I was like, not hungover because I didn't drink excessively, but it just really made the jet lag worse. There was another flight where I tried Benadryl. That didn't help. Also made a hangover after I got off the flight. So now I just kind of just sit there tortured for hours.
Are you a nervous flyer?
I'm nervous, but it's just the comfort. My back kills with that stupid seat. Like, I don't think it's not to be like, I don't know. My dad's a chiropractor, so like I was always about like posture and stuff, and I never can get comfortable on a plane. I'll have to like ask for like 3 of those tiny ass pillows to support my spine. I cannot get comfortable. My back and my neck are just constantly killing me. That's what keeps me awake.
Yeah, I don't know what it is for me. Like just that position I can't sleep in. And then like I'm also uncomfortable because I'm like hunched over reading, or I'll play my Switch, or like I'm playing a phone game, or you know what I mean? So in like I'm just I'm tight in there. I'm not as tall as LeRon or Corey, but I'm still uncomfortable. Like I'm just under 6 feet. And it's like, I don't know. It's so drinking on a flight, I hate it. Like I don't like getting drunk and just sitting there. and then like
Yeah,
having
that's
to go to the
problem.
bathroom over and over, like like it's a pain in the ass going once, and if you have to go twice, I'm out.
Especially if you're on a window seat, and you're like, excuse me.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah, I just when I go to the airport, like I make sure I don't, if I don't drink anything like an hour before I get to the airport at least, and then I won't drink anything at the airport, and then I'll have like that half of a cup of water that they give you on the plane, maybe because like I feel like I'm dehydrated. If I don't drink it, I'm gonna pass out. But like, man, I don't want to use the bathroom on the plane.
Wow, you really prepare ahead, Corey.
You're
just like, nope, no liquids.
Look, no, you have no idea. I hate peeing on planes. I won't do it.
Do you guys have a seat preference? Because as a kid, window seat was my favorite because I want to look out the window all the time. Adult problems, I want to be in the aisle seat so I have easy access to the bathroom.
I want the aisle seat because I'm tall, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to stretch my legs out.
Yeah, aisle seat for me. My legs get so cramped in the window seat because there's a little bit of like give on the side that has a window. So like if it's say the window's on your right side, your right leg is now just like crashing over to your left leg. So it's I'm aisle seat all the way. Nobody likes the middle seat.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-mm. Middle seats are for kids and old people. I don't know.
And wives.
Yeah.
like Ariel has told me, she's like, I just know, for the rest of my life I'll be in the middle seat because you're not gonna go.
Hey, at least she knows.
Yeah.
She knows what she's getting into.
She's small, so it's fine for her,
Yeah.
I remember on my flight to Japan, that was even worse. Trying to sleep that was like a 14-hour flight. I got so or was it China? Well, anyway, same direction, almost same amount of flight hours. I got so antsy, like I had to get up and pace up and down the aisle like a couple times, and I was like hanging out near where the stewardess were hanging out in the back because I just didn't want to be crammed in for consecutive hours. Got to the point where they actually had to ask me to sit down. I really don't know what I was doing where they had to ask me to sit down. I wasn't causing a ruckus. I'm like, please don't make me sit back down in this tiny little seat.
That's awesome.
For my work trip though, I did get moved up to first class. That was...
Oh, that's nice.
There's some leg room. You're not touching the person next to you. It's nice.
First class I can sleep in.
It was nice.
If we could afford it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never been in first class.
It was nice. We also got breakfast, a hot breakfast.
Ooh.
It was an omelet.
Yeah.
Something in it.
I do so many I do so many quick flights that I've never felt it was worth first class. Like I do a lot of like 2-hour flights or 3-hour flights, you know what I mean? So like with my work travel. So at that point I'm just kind of like, is it worth the extra $200? I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't fly like you, like, Dan, I 2 hours, maybe 3, right? That's not worth it. That's not worth it.
Yeah, maybe if I go to California, I'll think about it. But like, no, like we're actually going to New Mexico on Friday next week. But yeah, no way we're doing first class for that.
Yeah.
All right. Corey or Dan, you guys have a fantasy next vacation?
Go ahead, Corey.
I don't know. I'm weird. I like going to the same places. Like,
Nothing wrong with that.
So Disney.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like. I don't know. I think about like if we're somewhere else, I'm like, man, I would much rather be at Disney. Like, it's just this thing. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just like I know my wife wants to go other places, and like I theoretically want to go other places, but every time we get there, and every time we're like doing something, I'm like, God, Disney just does this part better. Disney does this better. Their hotels are better. Their swimming pools are better. Their beaches are better. Their food is better. Like, it just like the whole time I'm like being a curmudgeon old man in my head, like, everything else is better there, you know? And it's like, I understand that people don't care about Disney the way that I do, or like have that same experience. Like my parents would take us like 2 or 3 times a year, and you know, that was our family vacation. And you know, and that's just, I'm at that point in my life where like I know what I like what I like, and if it strays too far from what I like, I'm just like, gross.
Mm-hmm. So when you guys do go to Disney, then do you stay at a resort, at a hotel within the resort, or do you stay at a hotel?
Oh yeah, we stay at a Disney resort. Like, people tell you it's too expensive, they'll tell you it's too like whatever, but it's like, it's so convenient because like they have transportation to every single park. They have transportation to downtown. They have transportation to Universal if you want to go there. Like, it's everything is like, you're paying extra, but you get, like, you know, it's, you get what you pay for, you know, and it's, I don't know, it's just nicer, and you don't have to worry about anything. They pick you up from the airport and take you to your hotel, you know, and you don't have to go to baggage claim because they'll get your bags for you. And it's like, okay, that's awesome. I remember the first time I went on a trip where we had to go to baggage claim, and I was so confused because like I didn't know that's what you had to do, because just, you know, Disney just did it for you. And like, I don't know, it's just like that's where I want to be, and like they just do it better, you know. Even if we don't go to the parks, like going downtown or going to the Grand Floridian and laying on the beach or whatever, or going to the beach and yacht club to like have a drink and watch fireworks on a boat or something. Like, I don't know, my wife hates it when I say this, but I just feel like they do it better. They just do it better, and I'm just the weirdo who just wants better, I guess. Like
I've never actually been to Disney.
Oh my gosh, dude, it's so good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been in Disneyland, which I do want to go someday, but Disney World in Florida is like, that's where I want to be. I do want to go I do want to go to the other Disney parks to see what they're like, because they're all different. But also, like, World Showcase at Epcot, drinking and eating your way around Epcot and then throwing up at the end because you're so full and you just don't want to move anymore. Like, it's just the best.
I've heard Epcot's amazing.
Oh my gosh, dude. And they just like renovated every single pavilion, and like, oh my gosh, we're going in November.
Adults,
I'm so excited.
Right? Because my memory as a kid, I hated Epcot. It was like,
yeah.
Don't bring me there.
They have, like, they redid the Living Seas, which is like their giant aquarium, and it's just like, you go in there, you can spend like 2 hours in there, and it's free, you know, unless you want to like swim with the dolphins or whatever, and then you have to like pay for that stuff. But you know, like, the aquariums, like the aquarium there is free, and like walking around the countries, and they actually bring people in from those countries to like work there. So I mean it's obviously not like the real thing, but it's like the Disneyfied version of the real thing, you know. And it's just got Germany's pretzels and beer cheese, and just they have this grapefruit beer that's just like amazing. Oh, it's so good.
Well, I will say this is maybe not for Epcot, but I plan on bringing my son to Disney for his first ever experience, maybe next year, because I want him to be old enough to remember if I'm going to spend that much money. Yeah. But when that time comes, I'm going to hit you up for some tips.
Oh boy, do I have? I actually before Boss Rush started, I actually thought about doing a Disney channel, but like, it costs too much money to do because you have to, you know, fly there, spend like a weekend or a week there and film it all and then fly back. Like, it's just too expensive. It was a thought. Channel exists. So, but, yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. But I mean, if I was to go somewhere else, like, I've never been to Europe. I've never been to Japan. Like, I would like to go there at some point, you know, for something that's not for work, because I know we have events we have an event in Barcelona and we have an event in Amsterdam at some point in the near future. I don't know if I'll be going to those, but I know, like, if I have to go, like, I would rather go with not for work, because I know my wife wants to go there.
Oh, speaking of work, when are you going to Boston?
I don't know yet. I really don't know yet. I'm going to Las Vegas at the end of March, though. So
very cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, they booked 3 events in 1 week, so they need event support. So I'm going.
Nice.
I love Vegas.
I've never been.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
It's a blast.
Yeah.
You can find a variety of things to keep you busy. Even just walking down the strip, I found just very entertaining.
Cool. Dan?
What do you like to do in Vegas? Like, do you want to see shows? Do you want to gamble? Like,
me?
Yeah.
I'll be working. I won't have any time to do anything if it's anything like our last event.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. We were working from 6:30 in the morning until midnight.
Wow.
Jeez.
So I don't plan on doing anything unless it's like entertaining the delegates that we're taking. So
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, little background for those who don't know me. I travel a lot for work, all domestic. So I've seen just like a lot of the country. And I guess what I don't have left is Wyoming. So if I were to do a trip, it would be Wyoming, and I would see like Yellowstone National Park, or it looks so beautiful there. I want to go to Jackson and hike. So, that's pretty much it. Like, it's either there or Montana.
Oh, those states, like when you say the states and you don't bring up like what you could do in them, it's like, oh man, there's like nothing there. But actually, there's a lot to see there, and I would love to go and see, Yellowstone as well. Oh,
yeah, like it just looks beautiful there, and like the people I know that have gone to Wyoming like absolutely loved it.
Yep.
I think it's just one of America's like hidden gems, and I still just haven't done it yet. But I don't really plan on doing it anytime soon. So, domestic travel, I have no idea what I would do next. I do want to. So, the one thing I want to do is overseas. I want to go to Ireland. My family, I'm like one generation removed from my Irish family, and that's why I kind of say things a little funny and have different, sayings. But like, because that's how my parents speak. And they were all part of like the Irish Catholic part of South Boston and the greater Boston area. You know what I mean? So one thing is, some of our Irish friends from Dublin, they go back every year and they like bike the crest of Ireland, like the southern crest, and it takes them only probably about 4 or 5 days to do because it's not a huge country. So I've been like, I've been working on biking, getting those miles up. I did like a 40-mile ride last fall. Oof. And I want to just like keep getting these numbers up and be able to go maybe next year or the following year and get that bike ride out of the way.
Oh, that would be so cool. Wicked
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, it would be awesome. So, and like I know people that do it every single year, so it's not like something I would just go into blind. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I've got that one figured out for next trip.
Perfect. I expect to see some pictures from that. I just can't imagine the view while you're biking for 4 or 5 days.
Right? It must be beautiful.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, someday. Right, guys? Someday.
Yeah. Someday we will all get what we want.
Once all this shit blows over.
Yeah. If it ever does.
Yeah, is it ever going to?
Feels like we're getting there.
I feel like we're finally rounding the curve, but I also feel like also feel like there's one more variant coming. And then by that point, because I checked Virginia's numbers. Virginia's numbers, it shows our state at just over 70%, like, vaccination status and stuff like that. Like I would hope like we would be in the 90 percentile, but I'll take 70% is better than some of these states that are still just barely above 50, But I feel like there's one more variant coming, and then however the variant hits us will basically determine whether or not, like we're finally there.
Mm-hmm. I don't think people give a shit anymore.
They don't. They really don't.
You know what I mean?
They really don't. I mean, like if you look at the protest and shit that went on in Canada,
I mean
that shit's fucking wild. And like there's a part of me like there's a part of me that's like, man, come on, y'all are breaking the law. Y'all are fucking shit up. But there's another part of me that's like, I fucking understand. Y'all are fucking tired. I'm fucking tired of this shit too. But like my middle ground is, like I'm just gonna deal with it,
mm-hmm.
and not cause a ruckus.
I mean, it's at the point too where like I was speaking of Disney, I was watching one of the YouTube channels that I watch with my daughter on the weekends, and because we're trying to get her excited and trying to get her to at least try to somewhat understand where we're going. Mm-hmm. And they're lifting all mask restrictions next week. Yeah. Masks optional everywhere down there. Mm-hmm. It's like,
and I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was like, like even though like all this stuff is being lifted, and well, okay, I feel like the lifting and the mandates and stuff, I feel like it's more of a forced thing, and not a common sense thing, because I was telling people, I was like, even when they go ahead and give the all clear and say, you know what, we're now at a point where this disease doesn't matter anymore. Like I told them, I was like, I still, was probably going to be trotting around with a mask on for, at least a few weeks after the fact,
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing about the mask or mandates in general, like certain things rolling back, well, especially masks. The reason why I'm kind of personally, when I mean a little bit of relief, remember, I'm staying relatively middle ground because I care more about common sense. I'm just happy for my kid from like a developmental standpoint, but also this is the cynical side of me. Even with those mandates, majority of people don't even fucking wear them the right way.
Yeah, they don't. They don't wear them the right way.
They have like this. I'm like, then we might as well. I hate to say it, we might as well not have a mandate because people are doing it half-ass. Like you might like that's. But again, that's just the cynical part of me. It's like, why have a mandate? People are not going to fucking wear them right. Just it doesn't. Quote unquote doesn't matter anymore. It does, but it doesn't.
I don't think we should have a mandate at all, to be honest. Well, like we've been going through this for 2 years. There's no data that's showing that the masks are actually working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's places that have mandates and there's places that don't have mandates. And their numbers are wildly going up and down at the same time. If you want to wear a mask, then you should be able to just wear a mask and be okay with it. But I don't think it should be forced upon people anymore. Like if it makes you feel comfortable, then it makes you feel comfortable. But there's no data showing that this mass, mandate is doing anything for us. And, like kids, anybody, like it's frustrating. We're sick of it. It's been 2 years. Time to move on.
Yeah.
Speaking of moving on, I don't know if we have time for one more topic or not. Don't want to hog up the show with mine.
I'm good.
Or we could just keep ranting about COVID. It's fine.
No, go on.
We kind of slipped into that into the COVID conversation. Is there another topic?
Yeah, go for it.
Corey, what you got for us tonight?
Oh, I don't have one.
You don't have one?
I just show up.
Dude, y'all slacking.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess it's up to me then.
It is.
All right. So this is This is a little more. This is a little more lighthearted, and actually, it kind of goes along. It kind of goes along with Stephanie's, but not so much on the travel sense. Like what's your ultimate hobby? And before any of you clowns throw video games out there, what is your ultimate relaxation therapy hobby that doesn't have anything remotely to do with what we do for a living or what we do at Boss Rush Network?
Like COVID related or just hobby in general?
No, hobby in general. But if you've discovered something you love, during the pandemic, yeah, go for it. I mean, I know a lot of people, like, all of a sudden they learned how to fucking cook, and it's like, what took you so long? Like,
okay. I'll give a COVID and a non-COVID one, I guess.
Okay.
So, COVID related would be gardening. Prior to that, what's the opposite of a green thumb? Is it brown thumb or?
It was brown thumb.
No
It
thumb?
was a brown thumb.
I killed
brown or black thumb.
I killed a fucking cactus. All right, like I cannot keep.
We kill cactuses all the time.
Yeah.
I can't keep anything alive. Yet, like during the lockdown, like I need to do something other than like my standard hobbies, which there's nothing wrong with that. But like a lot of my standard hobbies involve looking at a screen, writing, and gaming.
Yeah.
So, and I wanted to be outside. I was already getting like so much cabin fever. My poor son, like I don't want him inside all the time. Like, all right, let's try gardening. But since I had all this extra time saved from commute and lockdown, I built, with help from people, like garden beds, and I fenced everything in. And I took the time every day. There was time to cater to the garden. My son helped, and we ended up growing zucchini, carrots, corn, beans, peas pretty successfully. And we've had 2 years of successful gardening. It's kind of nuts. Like, it's great. I don't know what'll happen when, because I'm at a new job and things pick up. But yeah, I went from like killing any green living thing into being like a semi-decent like home gardener. And I'm happy about it because it gets my son involved. I think it's healthy to kind of get dirty, not in a sexual sense, but like just, getting your hands dirty and just fresh air. And there's something that I feel proud about to be a little self-sustaining. That's not to say that my garden can now feed my family easily, but it's just like, hey, I can cut my grocery bill $20 because I have a basket full of zucchini and carrots that I can incorporate in my meal. And it's just fresh and delicious, and it's really rewarding. I don't know. Maybe it's a me getting older and adulting thing, but it's just very satisfying.
We also built a garden in our yard. And we spent the money on the wood, the soil, like all the things and everything. And it's like, she'll pick all these tomatoes and cucumbers. And I just kind of kid around with her. I was like, oh, the ROI on this is about $1.18. Good job. Like, she gets so pissed at me for that.
Well, yeah.
But it's fun. It's awesome. Like, I love it.
Like this one was actually unintentional. We threw out a pumpkin last year, like last year, and one of the seeds must have fell on the ground, and I didn't even pay attention to it, and then it just grew into this big pumpkin patch, and I was able to harvest 6 to 7 pumpkins.
Oh man!
Got to decorate my entire house and not spend a single cent on a decorative pumpkin.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I grew into as my COVID hobby, and I hope to continue it because I do feel it's healthy and it's good for you. My other hobby, and I'm not trying to be funny or get a rise out of people, but like I'm into fitness. I'm a runner by trade. I've always ran, so it's one of those things that I hate to do, but I feel great afterwards. But I also want to get my strength. What?
Oh God, running is torture. The only reason why I do it is because it's the main thing that's keeping me from my doctor just completely throwing everything in the medicine cabinet at me for blood pressure.
You don't know how long 5 minutes actually is until you start running.
Yeah,
it's like
Jesus Christ.
I'll look at my watch and I'll be like, "Oh, this feels like an hour." No, it's only 3 minutes.
Yeah. No, seriously, I get out, I start running, and I'm sitting there thinking I'm doing so great because I'm starting to I feel good for the most part. Then I look at my watch to see like how far of a distance I've gone. I haven't even gone half a mile. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Okay. In my defense, like it's all about conditioning, right? Because what happens when we all exercise? It's endorphins, and endorphins are kind of like a drug, and if you do it long enough, you get addicted. And this is how my origin story started. When I was in school, my mom cared more about academics, so she didn't let me play sports. She didn't want me to waste time with sports, except running, so I don't get fat. I'm not lying to you. That's exactly what my mom said. You can't do sports, you have to study, but you're getting fat, so you can run track. So that it's sad, but it's true. So the only sport I was allowed to do was track. So I just became a runner just by default. And then I started running so much that I noticed if I go a couple days without running, I get very antsy, almost like a withdrawal. Like I just can't.
God. I wish I had that type of conditioning because then I would actually appreciate running more. But I swear, like running. I can't even put into words what running is to me and it's sad because I write. So it's like I should not be at a loss for words for this, but I am, and it's crazy because I feel like it is, of all the chores in my life that I could do, running is probably the exercise that seems the most like a chore, and I hate it.
Hey, I can relate, but I guess that. Oh, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So Ariel, she was a runner growing up. She was the captain in college for her track team, like captain for the cross country team. So when I first met her, I like pretended I liked running. And like the first couple times we went out, I was like, you know what, fuck this, I can't do this anymore. And she's the same way though. Like if she doesn't run or like do something to get her energy out, she's like so antsy, and it's like every 2 days, like exactly what you said. So I was laughing at that.
Oh yeah, see, I'm glad you mentioned
it's a runner thing.
Yeah,
it is a runner thing. It's a runner thing, but I don't care what you say. Like a runner's high, that's a lie. Yeah. That's a lie. Because there are some days when I've had a run where I feel good, but normally during that run, I'm always thinking of when the fuck is this over? And I'm one of those people, like I typically try to run like, because like once I got to a point where I could start doing 5Ks, because my trainer kind of like forced me to do a 5K. and that was torture. But once I realized I could do a 5K, then I started, like, when I go out for runs, unless I am either my head is not in it or I'm absolutely tired, then I will I usually go on to run at least 3.1 miles, when I do it. And there's sometimes when like I have a good run and it feels all right, but literally every time I get out there is like, oh my God, like one of the, and then sometimes the other shit happens to me because my problem is, like, once all my friends, my workout buddies, started moving away and stuff, I had nobody to run with. And usually if I have somebody to run with, it helps take my mind off the fact that I'm running. But once I started running on my own, then it became another hardship. So one day I was like, you know what? And the hardship for me is the fact that I will find any excuse to stop running. And when I say stop running, I don't mean like in my run. I mean like, oh, okay, I ran this many steps, I'm gonna walk for a couple of seconds, stuff like that. One day I got out there and I was like, you know what? I'm done playing these games with myself. I'm gonna run 1 solid mile without stopping. I won't stop until I've completed the first mile. I got out there, I started running, and and when I got out from my street, there's a section of the street that either I run across the street to be on sidewalk, or I stay on that side of the street, depending on what's going on. depending on what was going on that day, was I could not get across the street because of traffic. And in my head, I was like, I can't stop, even if it's traffic. So I ran on the unpaved side of the road. I hit a small downslope at the wrong way, and I felt it. I felt it on my knee. Like my knee didn't so much buckle, but I felt it. It was like a wrenching sensation, I guess. And I was like, okay, I feel that. It's not hurting. I'm all right. By the time I got to the half part of the mile, I was starting to feel it.
Wow.
I got to the 8/10 of the mile, and I was like, oh my God, like my fucking knee is grinding. But I did not want to stop. So I made it to that mile. I stopped to walk, and then I had to walk for a full mile just to get that leg right. And I was like, that's what I get. That's what I get. I was like, I'm just trying to do something for myself, and I got hurt. So the first thing I did was I called my trainer, and I was like, you know what? I was like, this is why I don't fucking run, because every time I run, some bullshit happens, and this is the bullshit that happens. He's like, well, how'd you wind up hurting yourself? And I told him, he's like, why didn't you stop and wait till the cars went across the street? I was like, that's not the fucking point. I had to do this to prove it to myself that I could do it. And he's like, well, I'm happy that you ran a mile without stopping. Are you gonna run 2 miles next time? I was like, no.
You drew the line. You drew the line.
Back to square one. Yeah, so running is.
Well, no, and that's kind of where I was getting at. Is I've done it all my life, but I want to incorporate some kind of exercise or physical fitness that I enjoy, and that's where I took up pole dance class. That's where I was going. Like, I'm not trying to like be funny, but I've become really passionate about it, and I go if I can twice a week. If I really mess up my wrists and my shoulders, I'll go once a week. But it's great because it's kind of like the opposite of running, where it's actually fun and enjoyable, and
it looks like a crazy workout too.
Yeah, it is.
It kicks your ass, man. Like, I have bruises everywhere. I am sore every day. So hopefully, it'll increase my strength, because that's my goal. I've been doing all cardio, and I want to be stronger. And that's, yeah. I've seen the girls there. They're just like so stacked. They're like all muscle, and they just like they flip, climb. I'm like, damn. I want to get there at some point.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So those are my hobbies.
Let's see. So my COVID one, I started learning Unity and learning how to build games and I've really, really gotten into Unity. Much more so like in 2020. Lately, I haven't had much time to do it, but that has been like really fun. I grew up using RPG Maker, and like I knew the ins and outs of RPG Maker, and I like learned how to code different things just based outside of the program. So like you could do variables and create your own custom battle system, and I used to do things like that. So it took a little bit of getting the rust off, but it was a pretty smooth transition into Unity from just like learning how to do that. And learning how to code with C#. So that has been really fun. But I've been a baseball player my whole life. I went to college. I was a pitcher. So like I actually still play in a men's league here in the DC area, and I coach kids with that as well. So I would say, yeah, that's probably it. I probably have some other hobbies, but like, I don't know. I think I'm just like a total ADD case. Like I'm always trying to do something new. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to figure something out, and like Ariel and I are always ripping shit down in this house and building it back up.
DIYers.
Oh, her so way more than me, but yeah, like I came home from work one day, and like she had just ripped out the shower doors in one of the bathrooms and threw it on the side of the road. And I was like, what the fuck? And now the bathroom looks like 10 times better. like she painted the floor, like she just redid the whole thing, and it cost like $50. Like it was insane. It looked like a professional job.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just like, yeah, I'm always trying to find something to do. So, but baseball is probably my number one.
Nice.
You're up, Corey.
Well, it's kind of hard to like do stuff with kids, right? I mean, like finding a time for your hobby, and like we do so much stuff here that I just haven't really like found any time to do really anything else. But like I used to draw and paint a lot. Like a lot. I actually went to art school for a while. And I don't know. I wish I had more time to do it. I mean, you know, but that's probably the hobby that I wish I had more time for, I would say, and the one that I enjoy the most outside of like games and stuff. But like I said, I just haven't had that much time to even attempt to do anything real in a long time. I thought I was going to be able to do something at some point. Last year I bought all the new art stuff. I bought new paint. I bought new, like, the expensive colored pencils that, like, you know, they're like, you buy the 32 pack and it's like $50. I bought all these erasers and blenders and like shaders and everything, and then I just never got around to doing it because, like, I don't know, my son was born, and then we just got busy and started doing more stuff, and I don't know, it's all sitting in this table beside me. It's literally all in there still, and it's something I wish I could do more of, and something I actually really enjoy doing, and I don't know, I think I'm pretty good at it, but like just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Nice. For paints, do you use like acrylic or watercolor?
Acrylic. Oil just takes. I'm too impatient for oils, and like watercolor, my brush style is too aggressive for watercolor, so like it would never come out right. So acrylics is what I usually use.
Nice.
Yeah, a lot of my old stuff is on my Facebook page, but it's you know.
I mean, hey, I can relate because drawing was one of my first passions. It's been long since not utilized. What I used to buy, because I used to draw my own manga, as dorky as that is. It's like a secret of mine, and I would buy the professional like markers that they'd use in manga because it's alcohol free. So it's, or is it alcohol? I forget like what the terminology was, but it's a marker that is made for color blending. Mm-hmm. And it's still in its box, and it makes me so sad that it's just sitting there.
Aw. Yeah, I actually, at the restaurant I used to work at, I was actually animating a cartoon called We Work Together, and it was kind of like a mix between South Park and The Office about everybody that we worked with, and like making a parody of like what happens in a restaurant. And,
that's awesome.
It was really fun, and like I was gearing up to do like the voice acting and stuff for it to like really start putting it together, and then my apartment that I was living in burned down, and I lost everything. So I was
no,
that's terrible.
Not trying that again. But yeah, it was like, it was a lot of fun, but I don't know. I wish I had more time for things. It just you know, maybe in a couple of years when my kids are in school and I can find.
They're at an age where they need a lot of parental attention. So
yeah, it's yeah. Let me tell you, they require a lot of time. But yeah, I mean that's kind of the main thing, really.
Nice.
So
I always wish I had that artistic side, and I just don't.
Yeah, same here. Same. Yeah. I feel like honestly, like if I had like just being able to sketch, it would help me so much with like, you know, like when I'm doing characters, putting together characters for like stories and stuff that I'm writing and things. Like it would help me visualize what they look like a lot better and be able to be descriptive about them in the writing and stuff like that. Like I feel like one of my weaknesses is just describing things in writing, and from a fictional standpoint, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Writing is another thing I wish I was like had more time for too.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, Corey! These are amazing.
Yeah, I'm looking at them. Yeah.
Thanks. I mean, some of them are okay. Some of them are better than others. Like some of them are just quick. I don't know. Sometimes some of them are just experiments with things. I just I wish I had more time for that. So.
Well, for me, I'd always wanted to do this when I was a kid, and just never had the opportunity until much later in my adult life. And actually, it was something I discovered that I just kind of broke into during COVID. And accidentally because of streaming and stuff like that. But I started picking up photography and stuff like that.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, like nothing too crazy. Like I've been learning the ropes about lighting, apertures, and like all that stuff, as well as f-stops and all. Like it's crazy, it's intense, and right now, like I've been dabbling with just the camera that I'm using, for what I stream with, which is actually my face cam right now on this for this recording, which is the Sony ZV-1, which is basically a blogging camera. But I have access to my roommate's cameras. He's got 3 different cameras, with all removable lenses and stuff like that. And man, it's crazy. But the cool thing about it is that like the photos and stuff that everything right now is just, it's really like amateur stuff. But the cool thing is like sitting down, learning to how to color grade and do all that stuff, and like, man, like when they tell you that all photos are Photoshop, they're not lying. They're not lying because it's always in the eye of the beholder, and usually the beholder is the person that's taking the picture. And even though we see something and we think it's beautiful, when we turn around and we actually like see it on our screen, it's like, man, like, okay, here's an imperfection. This could be made better, and there's other ways to bring it out and stuff like that. So I'm really amateurish right now. Like, like eventually, like we're gonna see some stuff, and I'm not talking about like some OnlyFans bullshit and nothing like that. I'm talking like some actual real deal. Like I wanna actually like vlog and all that stuff, and like I'm hoping like with some more time, like it'll be fully realized. Like that's my thing. And I mean, like the whole photography thing is because my dad like had a camera, and I remember we were going through some stuff at home, and my mom I told my mom like if she can remember where like my dad's camera and photography equipment, because he had the old school stuff like the negatives and stuff like that. I was trying to get in on that level, and I told my mom if she knew where all that stuff was at, like let me know. I'd like to get it. But my mother and I had a conversation, and she was like I don't mind if you have like your dad's photography equipment and stuff like that. But it's also something that's kind of close to me. And as soon as she said that right there, I was like, oh, don't worry about it, Mom. You have all the time in the world, whatever you need. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be cool though if I could actually like get a hold of that equipment and like learn how to like develop film and work off of negatives and stuff like that. But hey, my time will come eventually.
Yeah. You can get pretty heavily detailed and involved in photography. Like, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to make it a career and be like, like the next like Ansel Adams or somebody, or going out there like David Attenborough and doing wildlife photography stuff. But I feel like I'm going to get to a point where it's going to be like, oh, I'll be able to start capturing life.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Do it.
Yep.
Cool. Man, good times.
Yeah. Hobbies is what kind of keeps us going, right?
Yeah.
Keeps us sane.
It sure does.
Well, you guys ready to wrap up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready for bed.
Yeah, right. Now, when Corey admits that he's ready for bed, that means he's tired. Because usually the first thing this guy is like, yeah, I got some stuff to edit, and I got a few things I got to do, and I want to jump on some Destiny. But he's ready for bed.
I mean, I'm still gonna edit the shows, but we have events tomorrow, and I've got to run the live stream, and I need to be awake for that. So,
all right,
Oof.
All right. Well, there you have it. This has been Boss Rush After Dark, the alternative podcast of the flagship show for Boss Rush Network. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in and listening to the show. Dan, thank you for wanting to be one of us tonight. We appreciate it, and you're always welcome here.
One of us.
Awesome.
One of us.
Good times.
All right. Before we sign out, here's how you can connect with the members of our wonderful squad tonight. Go ahead, Dan. Throw your plugs out there, man.
You can find me on Twitter at DCDM99, and you can see all of our articles on www.bossrush.net, where I am a writer and copy editor.
All right. Stephanie.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Klimov, KLIMOV_author. And you can also hear me on Boss Rush Podcast every Wednesday night. Well, not Wednesday night live, but on Monday and all that other jazz. Sorry.
All that jazz.
All that
jazz.
Corey.
You can find me at I'm Corey HD on Twitter and Instagram. You can find me hosting the Boss Rush Podcast and Arsenal X, the Xbox Podcast, and various other things here on the Boss Rush Network.
All right. I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight. Exodus 803, EXODUS 803. Find me everywhere. Social media, Twitch, YouTube, gamer tags, all that good stuff. Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitch channel for Crossroads PlayStation Podcast. And of course, I am one of the fabulous trio for the Boss Rush Podcast, regular on Wednesday nights. All right. That's it for us. Come back and join us for our next installment of Boss Rush After Dark, where we'll be back with more topics that aren't completely content appropriate for our other anchor shows out there. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Goodbye.